Hey, crowd observations number 53 is in the house. Time for carnage.
Der nächsten Bundesregierung deutlich mehr Geld für die häusliche Pflege. Wie Verbandspräsident näher dem
Paint me red and call me Sally. This guy needs to be erased from the roads for running on red and violently endangering those cyclists. Patience is a luxury money can't buy. But don't you think it needs a red light to show off some pretty unhealthy impatience? This white car passing the line to squeeze back in further ahead. Why would you respect other people when it's all about your desire to keep going faster? When there is space for someone to push his vehicle through, it must be used by all means. This is an equation that does not include any other people to consider. And this is also the very thing that happens here.
Was soll das denn?
Wanted to turn, changed his mind, and without checking traffic, just hitting the gas. That is how people die.
Die auf die Idee kommen, uns danach zu ersetzen. Ich habe keine Bremse gehabt.
Seems like he couldn't brake properly because of dirt on the road, but in any case, both vehicles didn't touch each other, but oh boy, was that a close one. Tells you how important it is to keep your safety distance and driving with some foresight. Would have been better to not enter this intersection. Now we are here at a pretty awful spot.
Kannst du nicht loslassen? Nee.
Take a look to the right. We got a Ghost Rider. Why don't we ask a passionate cyclist with a cool machine what he thinks about Ghost Riders?
Da drüben ist ein Radweg. Entweder schieben oder da drüben fahren. Aber nicht hier.
He's certainly not amused about incompetent riding. Over there, we see two kiddos walking the street. The sound you heard was a stone those little bastards threw at our car. The owner of it doesn't take it. Sadly, he didn't get those little creeps. I hope he was able to scare the living crap out of them by coming racing. His car didn't seem to be damaged, or he just couldn't find the spot where the stone hit. Only one thing. Very understandable that he wants to catch them, but you should still watch for some safety. Otherwise, something far worse happens, like a car coming out of the road in which he runs pretty fast and in oncoming traffic. Never let anger take the better of you. Ah, the dreaded middle lane crawlers. Even in countries like the United States, you actually have to drive right, but nobody cares. In Germany, by law, you can only pass on the left, which leaves the whole right lane free for creative maneuvers. We all hate those slow idiots on the middle lane, but passing on the right brings quite a few risks, so you better be very careful or simply refrain from it. There's Christian, and he's got proof for us that some drivers are absolutely brain dead. In this case, very slowly passing in a blind corner to immediately leave this road by cutting him off. Stupid crap like this very often happens to cyclists, but not only to them. Watch the white car. Switched from the right of two left turn lanes to the left one, even though he wanted to go right, and now does that by squeezing back in and slowing everybody down. This clip begins pretty late in the story, so here's a still frame. This white Mercedes ahead there turns right and doesn't recognize a cyclist. As the cyclist stopped, the driver went on and hit his bike. This level of obliviousness hurts bad. Certainly the cyclist, but also hurts my brain. You really don't want to be on a bike in this weather. Safety distance and relaxed speed is here even more important than usually, because it doesn't matter how modern and how expensive your car is and how much of electronics it does have, you can't f physics. If you try and reach the limits, physics will f you. I just said safety distance. The hell is that? And I am not talking about this one here. I mean that. This truck driver is basically threatening this car driver all the time to bury him under 40 tons of wood. I would instantly run his license through the shredder. Mirrors and shoulder check. Why even bother? In Germany, the driver who's got the obstacle on his side has to let oncoming traffic pass. But also, the driver who forgot his brain at home automatically takes right of way.
Dein Ernst, Alter?
Obstacles or narrow areas on the road awaken the sheep in people. Watching what the first person does and following like one sheep follows another. People aren't able to think by themselves, like sheep. What, you don't believe my sheep story? Here, take a look. The fuck? Priority to right violation 1 and 2. And there comes number 3, stopping quite in the middle of the road so that it's tricky for us to get around. Goddamn specialist. Here we are on a big road where people drive pretty damn fast in big vehicles. It could be a fatal decision to take this road with your little slow electric wheelchair. Another fatal decision is whatever this driver there is doing. Is he trying to turn around to become a ghost driver? Okay then, let's decelerate things quite a lot. This light is red. A minute later, it's still red. And another minute later, still red. And even more minutes later, the camera driver finally had enough, gets out and tells the other driver to move forward because there's a sensor in the road. If no car moves over this sensor, the light won't switch. That driver ate some patience for breakfast. Let's switch back to classic impatience. This camera driver pulled in front of the bus, with the bus having right of way. But this other car passing the bus did that on the turn lane. Ah, freeway. There's a lot of stuff always going wrong, like specialists instantly moving over to the left lane. This one is a lot more incompetent and oblivious than it seems at first. Just keep your eyes on him. Are truck drivers out there watching this? I personally have been driving very large vans over the years, but never something like a full-size truck. But still, I can understand how demanding this sometimes is, and this brother here needs to push backwards into that entrance there. But car driver couldn't be asked to be patient, right?
Ach, bist du blöd, Junge.
As another example of what truck drivers need to deal with, Trucking Ben needs to move backwards into this entrance to the left there, with a big truck. In fact, he managed to get this done, and for a change, we don't meet an angry driver who's pissed that he had to wait for 30 seconds, but one that gives a thumbs up. Watch the time, we are running out of it. Damn, it's already over again. Oh well, there is more of this material available on our channel for watching. Go there and waste another 10 minutes of your life, please?